I'm now going to show you some features with the multitasking feature in Therm 6.3. The Calc Manager now can make use of multiple cores. So if you have a multi-core computer, like a quad-core or a duo-core, it can calculate faster. So when I use the Calc Manager, normally if I just add a couple of files here, they run one at a time. So if I go into the Task Manager and I look at Therm here, you see there's two processes running. One is the main Therm and one is just the one that's doing the calculations. So really only one is calculating, the other one is just managing. And if you look here, you'll see that about 12% of the computer is being used. Actually, it just shoots up now for a second, but it's this Therm thread is using about 12.5%, which is 1/8. So now it's finished. Go back here and it's all done. Now if I go into options and I go into simulation, and there's a new entry here, number of threads to be used in Calc Manager. To find out how many cores you have, you can type in like a large number. If you click OK, it'll tell you please enter an integer between 1 and 7. So that means I have an 8-core machine here, and we let you run up to the number of cores minus 1. So really above 5 or 6 you're not getting much benefit because there's so much happening on the disk. But in this case, on this computer, I can probably easily run with 5 cores, 5 threads at the same time. And now if I go into Calc Manager and I add a bunch of files in, what you'll notice in here is that we now have a whole group of Therms running. One is the base one. This is the one that's the main one that's just sending commands to the other one. But then you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other ones, and you see they kind of come and go. Sometimes one more and one less. And now I use up to about 80% of the computer capacity, as opposed to earlier I was using about 15 to 20%. So this will run much faster, up to about 4 or 5 times faster. You see they disappear at a rather high rate. So I think it's a good idea to start with, if you have a 4-core machine, run maybe 2 threads, maybe 3. If you have an 8-core machine, run 5 or 6. 7 really doesn't gain much because, there, like I said, there's a lot of disk I/O happening. But this can make your calculation of a large amount of files a lot faster. We can look in the log here and we can see that the calculations completed successfully. So that's the multi-threaded Calc Manager in Therm 6.3.